It's pretty interesting, I think, the pilgrimage is happening. We saw some people take up some flowers, you know, some robes and some other things.
Too bright.
And anyways, very interesting. To another adventure. We don't know how this one's going to work out. We actually ended up grabbing a grab.
Grabbing a grab?
Thanks, Dave. Great advice. We're at the Grand Palace, and this is where the reclining Buddha is supposed to be. We don't know that we'll get any pictures of that, but we'll get as many videos as they'll let us before they shut us down. So, welcome to Thailand. And the driver today told us when a driver drives crazy on the road, he just calls it Thai style. So whenever I do something crazy, I'm going to call it Thai style. When I do for work, I call it cabin style. So, hey, we got this. Let's go have some fun.
Okay, let's do it.
This is actually the Emerald Buddha temple that we're going to. I misspoke in that earlier. Okay, so I made Michelle get the audio, so she had to listen, and I can just walk around and ask her questions. The shoe's on the other foot now.
We'll see if I remember what I've listened to.
You just got to remember for 3 minutes,
you.
so you can tell us all. Okay, so what's this, honey?
I don't know. Oh, these are horrible.
Oh, that is really pretty. Look at the ornate work on the front. Wow, Frank needs to come back. Silly Frank, what was he thinking?
Okay, where was he going?
All right, we're gonna get a picture. Probably nothing on here yet. It's kind of cool. I hadn't seen this before. They're actually standing on the creatures, like surfing them. It's kind of neat. Oops. There was a lady Ellen for her husband named Frank. Sorry. We self-guided this whole tour that we've done today, and so we don't get all the details that some of these groups do, but we still enjoyed it. So far, Michelle?
No, nothing yet.
We did this as a self-guided tour to save some money and so that we could go at our own pace. Remember, this is your spouse's first time here too, so just enjoy it. Ornate artwork. It looks like it's giving you a tour of the whole capital. I don't know what all these old verses mean. Waiting for Michelle to jump in and tell us something. Yeah, we're looking at another big something. Waiting for Michelle to tell us what we're looking at. All the sculpture work on this. Looks like they're lifting something. Obviously, this is a very special day for them. They're doing a lot of celebration. So we're going to go into the Emerald Buddha first because it's supposed to get busier as the day goes on. Ready?
So as we go into this main chapel to go see the Emerald Buddha, we needed to take off our shoes out of respect. And we need to refrain from photography of any kind. And one important thing is to remember is to not point your feet at the Buddha. That is a very important thing with them, to not show the bottoms of your feet.
Oh, the bottoms, not your toes.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're going to go on out mode for a minute and continue with our tour. So, Michelle, what did we learn in there?
Okay, so we learned that to begin with, there's 3 entryways. And the middle one is the king and queen are the only ones allowed to enter through those entryways.
Hold on. So that's the middle one right here that we're looking at. Okay. There's the 3 entrances.
And there's murals all over the walls, on all 4 walls, and they represent heaven, earth, and hell, apparently, which was kind of interesting. the Emerald Buddha was made out of jasper stone, and it's really kind of cool. There's lots of different Buddhas in there. There's two big statue Buddhas on the right and left of it at the front, and their hands are kind of at a stopping position, and they were built to represent calming the oceans, which is kind of cool. And as they were brought in, they were named for King 1 and King 2. Sorry, I don't remember their official names.
No, you don't have to. For anybody who wants to come see it, I'd definitely say it's pretty amazing. He's a lot smaller than I thought he would be. And they're very strict on the photo policy in there. We saw some guys getting yelled at, so just don't mess with it. It's very sacred. And, you could feel the reverence that was displayed in there. It was really nice. So here's kind of the outside view, the best we can get of it, just to kind of give you a view of what we're looking at in there. It's kind of right there in the center. Another thing that we found very interesting is that they changed his robes.
They have 3 different ones for different seasons. And the king is actually the only one that's allowed to change the robes on the Buddha.
So this is the building where the Emerald Buddha is held. It's probably worth going to pretty quick, pretty early. So yeah, very cool. Michelle and I will probably get a selfie over here. Let's stand right here, Michelle, and kind of turn this way. There we go, cheese. It's pretty interesting, I think, the pilgrimage that's happening. We saw some people take up some flowers, some robes and some other things.
Too bright.
And anyways, very interesting. See, they have different statues out here, different buildings and different things. Take security very serious, and they're very sacred in their responsibility. Everybody's different role.
Ready to keep exploring? Just wanted to show you. This is all made out of mosaic, so one little piece at a time, all throughout the whole temple, inside and out. It's all mosaic, pretty cool. Makes it nice and sparkly.
You want to walk out this way? I think that's the exit. Yeah, it makes it very sparkly. I love the different glass. They actually use glass and mirrors and very ornate. I want to show the Emerald Buddha just so we remember where we're at and what we did. So we went in. Oops, sorry.
It's a rock. I tried it.
So we found out you don't have to wear shoes or socks in this one, but Michelle put them on anyways. Mostly probably so her feet didn't get sticky to the ground.
Yeah, that wasn't fun last time.
Did you want to find out what building this was?
Sure. Through the different structures outside.
So this is the Royal Pantheon. So I'm gonna walk around it. Looks like the Salt Lake Temple inlays or cutouts up here. I might still have to put on a hat. This sun is very bright today. And they were selling clothes out front. You pay a tourist price if you forget them. So make sure to bring your clothes. She has a hard time walking and listening at the same time. It's really kind of special. I'm not sure what this is, but pretty cool. Seeing all the guys are carrying and holding stuff. We got rooster tails, at least that one does. This one has more of a minx tail. Kind of interesting. Another rooster over there. Really high spirals and cilies. If I'm guessing, you can tell that that's how tall a person is. It's got to be 60, 70 feet tall. Well, it's official. It's hot out here.
It is officially hot.
Where did you? So inside this big sepulcher, I guess would be what I would probably translate it to. It's made of solid gold. At least it's supposed to be. We don't know for sure. But there is Buddha's hair, as well as some of his bones. And so this is pretty special for them. Pretty big. There's elephants around this. It says do not touch the elephants, so we're not going to touch the elephants. I'm actually going to come stand right here because it's in the shade. It feels pretty nice. Wow, look at that. Big, gorgeous building. But yeah, it's like the Chinese meows over that we saw a lot in Taiwan, just on steroids. And so when you see people worshiping, that's what they're doing. And you know, they close a lot of these statues on Monday and Tuesday. So Michelle and I came here to worship with the worshipers, and I guess sightsee with the sightseers. I think there's about probably a 30-70 mix. 30% people are worshiping, and then a bunch of people sightseeing.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit on the.
Probably more sightseers.
Michelle says maybe even 80 to 90% sightseers. We're still early, so we'll let you know what we find out. Anything else you wanted to share with what you just heard, Michelle?
They have the royal ashes in one of the other buildings. I don't know quite where it's at. And then there's a library that contains all the scriptures.
Inside of this big building here?
Nope, haven't even gotten to that one yet. So this is the Royal Parthenon building that's right here, shaped in a cross. And when they were building it, they were actually building it to house the Emerald Buddha. That was their plan. And then once they finished it, they realized it wasn't quite big enough to be able to do their ceremonies. So they moved it over to the other building. But they liked this one because it was higher. They didn't think it was going to be high enough in that building.
So they ended up using this one even though it wasn't as tall, huh?
Yeah, because it was big enough.
Because it was ceremonial, this one worked better.
Yeah.
Very cool. You can see the Buddha sitting out front of this building too, kind of looking like guard, using the hand signals. How old is some of this stuff? That's probably got to be the solid stone sepulcher that they've got. Did it say when that was built, by any chance? Ish? And if you guys aren't seeing the information you'd like, there's a cool Wikipedia page. It's called The Grand Palace. We'll make sure that that's in the title and description. This is truly just Michelle and my take on it. Everybody's going to have a little bit different of a take. So I'm going to keep walking, give us a different look at these buildings.
Actually have that here, it's broken. In front of us, number 3, and on the middle over here, number 4. So, would you please, shall we go on? I will show you number 3, 4, 5, 6 on the back side. I will take you to okay, and then you can come back here.
It was 4, 5, and 6 on my tour guide, so I'll go look at that. Oh, we're going to stand over here and look. Yeah, I can handle this. Oh, this is lovely. This is on over here that's kind of straight in front of us. It does, doesn't it? Looks like. So Michelle and I, when we were trying to talk through what we want to do, I really knew that I wanted to go look at Angkor Wat, the temple. It's considered one of the 8 wonders of the world. So we actually had to pay. We're paying for a guide through this one over here because I think this is special. That's Angkor Wat. That's where we're going in Cambodia.
Oh, very cool.
So that's why I wanted to book 2 days, because how big it is, and the ruins that aren't ruins. So this was lost for a couple hundred years, from what I understand. Not this, but the actual Angkor Wat. So we will know more when we go there. So we'll show more of that later. But I thought that was kind of fun when I saw that. So if you see these guys are over here working, they're renovating, is what the lady was saying over there. That's why these all look clean and brand new. This is built in 1720, this big building behind us, and it looks brand new because it was already renovated. So, where did you want to go? You mentioned there was a couple other.
It's just these 3 buildings behind.
Let's go look at them closer. I didn't notice this, and it's kind of hard to see where they've got you pointing in here. As you can tell, it's getting pretty. Got some guards there. That's kind of cool. Standing there protecting. This is also all that mosaic done by hand, and pretty awesome. Okay, let's go look at those 3 buildings you were just talking about. Kind of skinning our way through this crowded. Big Buddha.
It's like dragon feet and legs. And they stop.
Oh yeah, interesting. I didn't notice the toes on it.
But they're Buddha faces.
This is why it looks so nice, because they're always doing work on it. Kind of interesting. He took off his shoes to work in there. That's pretty cool. This is a small chapel with 34 Buddha images in it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the house of the Holy Scriptures, where they keep all the scriptures from Buddha. Was in there. That's kind of cool.
First.
So these 2
Father
big
and
green,
mother.
what would Chetties?
And
I
it's
think
just surrounded by mythical creatures.
which we saw on that one, and then there's one over here on this side, and they just. So this is the mythical creatures, and it's being held up. Oh, we got a picture of that earlier, I think. Some of this starting to look very similar. This is very cool, though. I would like to get a picture. And I are trying to follow. It's an audio map, and then my map has every different thing on it, which is kind of funny to us. But this is starting to feel a little bit like geocaching, maybe a little bit. We're like, okay, are we close? I need a GPS coordinate, so I start to beep, and I can look
Like
around.
the hot cold.
Yeah, there
right
you go.
Now everything feels really hot, so we should be
Everything
close,
is hot.
right?
Yeah, so we're looking for number 7, which is supposed to be a big guard, which we probably already took a picture of because we did kind of go out of order based on something we heard another guide say about how it's going to get too busy to get in. Now we're not sure that that's true or not. This is not the entrance, so we're still going in. Oh, there's
Guard.
There's the guard. We did not see it. It was standing behind us. But it looks like the exit guards as well. Except their teeth are straight down, more like fangs, where the other guards had the turned up fangs. You guys want to hear something funny to me? Number 6 is the entrance. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You come in here and then you got to try and figure out where number 1 is, and I still don't.
1 is just the introduction, but 2 is over on the other side
of the entrance, almost over by the exit. So it's kind of funny. So anyways, now we're looking for. We're just doing this because now it seems fun to us. Are you listening to any other things? What?
Nope, that's not her.
She does not match the picture. Not laughing at the culture, laughing at us understanding the map. Oh, that's a really cool picture. We should have got a picture like.
They still can.
Okay. lot of Chinese tourists here too, which is kind of cool. Okay, we're looking for a number now. Are those sweats? Are these pajama bottoms that she bought herself the other day? Are they more comfortable than your sweats?
Yes.
Much more breathable. I'm kind of wishing I'd have bought me a pair now, seeing all these dudes in them.
I think you'd find them very comfortable.
I think I'll buy me some. Sad. Michelle's starting to realize that we've seen stuff. I'm like, wait, did we see that one? Look how cool that is from this angle. It is really quite pretty in here. And they're doing a good job at keeping this, what's the right word? Sacredness of it. They're trying hard. And still show off their country. I mean, this is a big opportunity for them to bring in tourists. As a matter of fact, it was 500 baht to get in a person, so it's like $30, $28 for us both to get in. And then, but if you're a Thai resident, you get in for free. So I thought that was pretty neat. We didn't look Thai. I think we found it. I think we found number 8. We were not expecting to find her in here. See, this is why it's kind of fun. This is why it feels like a geocaching. Because we walked right past her.
But seriously, Emerald Wood is have this one piece. This one.
So this is a very special spot. You can see a lot of people are praying to her.
It even has a sign, number 8.
We found it pretty interesting, Michelle did, that there's a pig head right under here. Must do something with the representation of something, we don't know. See, what's our next one we're looking for, my love? Michelle was just noticing how rich these ladies must be because look at all those eggs in that platter. That's really beautiful. All right. Right here?
I think it's this right here.
Yeah, we think we're here. What's this called, hon? Because you're...
The frogs are dedicated to different Buddhist precepts.
Great. And it's called what? Did you see a name? So this is a small pavilion house, the Buddhist images used in the royal plowing ceremony, which I'd assume it means to agriculture. Okay. And then we go from there over to...
Then it was the Chapel of the Emerald Buddha, which we saw.
So this is, layout. This is called the chapel, which I think is pretty special. It's the Chapel of the Emerald Buddha, which we already went in there, which is kind of cool. It is getting crazier. Who knows? I think it's just a constant, steady stream of people.
Special occasions.
So that bell's rung on just very special occasions. It's the bell tower here. I think Michelle's given up on her audio tour.
You want me to hear what the bell has to do with anything? Right
Now
there.
we're going to find number 12, because there's the bell tower. I hope I showed that.
Open pavilions surround the royal chapel of the Emerald Buddha.
Oh.
So there's these on all 4 corners, I think.
Yeah, maybe it would be
Little
worth listening to what
pavilions.
that's for. I can listen if you're done. So these are also known as salas. They're right now people sit and rest on their marble floors. People sit and rest on, but originally they were built for people to hear sermons coming from inside the chapel out to the hall. But now they're open area, seating area.
That's interesting.
Okay, and then we go to 13. 13.
This is the bell tower up close.
It's kind of interesting how they've integrated flowers. Can you see the flowers and the circles in the bell and the bell?
Not imagine one at a time.
All right, so we've got these three buildings right here, and as Michelle was saying earlier, one's got images to the royal kings of Buddhas and likeness that most represented them. One's a representation of the The middle one, which is I think what Michelle's showing you right now, is the small with the other images. The one's got 8, the one's got 34 images. This one's the one with 8. So it's just a bunch of images. That middle one doesn't look like it could hold the images, so it's that actually Buddha relics. So inside of there, just like we saw in Taiwan, they kind of keep them out of view, keep them out of the way. I'm wondering what this statue is in front of us. The guy looks pretty chill.
Pretty comfortable.
Okay. I think we're good on that. So one thing we learned about this audio tour is there's a backside of this map that we almost missed. So we are going to go out the exit here and go look over at the Grand. They gave us 2 hours, an extra hour today, but it still feels like it wasn't enough, or an extra 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But part of it is Michelle and I are slow viewers.
Just on the other side of this gate was a formal royal residency, but now it's for state guests.
So yeah, it looks like we're all going to have to just see that online.
Yeah, don't get to look at that one. This is the big audience hall. Once used to receive dignitaries.
Dignitaries? I like it.
Like that. And used for state occasions.
I like the White House. Except obviously not white. Very colorful, very pretty. Oh wow, look at all the ornate stuff on top of that. It's quite different than the other place. Did you want to listen? Oh, this is a beautiful palace up ahead. Okay, so the statues you see around here, all from China, they used them as ballast to weight the ships, which is kind of an interesting use of statues.
We are in the Grand Palace. The Grand Palace, also the Emerald Buddha, that is the Grand Palace. The Grand Palace, there are 3 sections. 3 sections is mean outer court. That is the house of the Emerald Buddha. Local people can come and make a wish and can just only the special for the king ceremony. So they will close some time. So that is the outer court. So right now we are the middle court. The middle court is mean like easy. To understand like the king of all countries. So when the royal guest
So it's here that he welcomed, the king at that time really welcomed the dignitaries to open the trade route with Britain and India.
Very cool.
So they do this for just a birthday and some other things. So there's some gold thrones in here. Kind of cool. Look at those gates. All right, so we're kind of going backwards now into the Grand Palace because we left to use the restroom and we had to get those earbuds back. So Michelle and I were thinking that, yeah, it helped a little bit, but I just do your research on Wikipedia, or if you really need a tour guide, I'd hire one. What do you think, Michelle? I think we wasted some time walking around listening to the audio tour. It just didn't give you enough time to get through.
Yeah, you didn't have enough time to listen to it all.
Especially with the map being the way it was laid out. So we would say probably skip on the 200, whatever it's called, bot.
There was some QR codes on each sign as well. So you might have been able to click on the QR code and have it explain to you.
What you're looking at.
Yeah.
Once again, we use the Sally eSIM over here as well, and using Gideon's phone as a hotspot. I don't know where Michelle went. Gideon's phone is the hotspot so that we could keep contact and do all the electronic stuff we did, and that's working out well here, just like it did over in Taiwan. So we're big fans of the SIM card. A couple things you need to make sure that you launch it right, and we can, yeah, just make sure you turn it on. We forgot to when we were leaving the airport, and so it fought us a little bit. That's user error, not SIM card error. So let's see if we have a hard time getting back in. We're going to pause it so we can get in without any complications. It's really kind of a cool spire in here. What do you think, honey?
It's very cool.
Did you want a picture in here somewhere? Really pretty pagoda, open air. So behind these doors,
See if the QR code works.
behind these doors there's the gold thrones. That's what this one is right here that I just took a picture of. It's a gold throne that he sets in during special occasions, and then there's one for each one of the other princesses and kings. Michelle was going to show you that the QR code worked on this and see what it told you. So Michelle's official recommendation is to what?
Use the QR codes. So you can go any direction you want. You have to follow the arrows. Even though that didn't really help.
Made it harder. But no, this is good. So yeah, you can learn at your own pace that way. My big thing is that way you can explore at your same pace. If you're doing a self-guided tour like Michelle and I chose to do, sometimes you go a little bit slower than the crowd. I've noticed a lot of tour groups come and go since we've been here. And maybe you guys are going to be watching the video going, well, we know why. You guys took way too long at this spot. But it's kind of about being, not just seeing. And that's where Michelle and I constantly struggle between, are we being or seeing? We do bonsai. So what we found out about these statues, a lot of these statues are from China. So during the trade route, they were bringing stuff back and forth. There's a better picture of that throne. But they were bringing a lot of stuff back and forth from China, and so they had to use these statues as solid ballast so that it didn't shift with rice, water, not water, rice, wine, other items. So it just helps solidify the ship as a solid and keep the draft just right. Pretty amazing how they did it pre-math. Not math, they're still using math, but pre-computer. I don't know if Michelle will make it through that. That's pretty crazy. I lost her. Hey, I found my wife. We thought you lost you.
I got a little stuck.
Those are the
Trying
clothes
to
you
be
used
the
to wear
little
when we were...
fish swimming upstream.
Yeah, little fishing. You used to wear those kind of pants when we were dating. The hammer pants. That's how long we've been married. Dated 6 months, married 29 years almost. Isn't that wild?
Pretty crazy.
Those are kind of a cool, I just think they're kind of neat. Very ornate. It is out of the video, but doesn't that look like a Willy Wonka gate? The inspiration has to come from somewhere, I guess.
Yes.
Because those gates have been a lot longer than that. Or even the Wizard of Oz.
It looks like a smiley face above these ones.
Smiley face. All right, thanks for joining us on this tour of the Grand Palace and the, what was it called?
The Emerald Buddha?
The Emerald Buddha. It's still part for the Grand Palace. It's all part of one tour, but it has a name. Wat something, stands for temple. Yeah, so we were able to go through Wat. We spent most of the time there. The Grand Palace we walked through pretty fast. It's kind of an outside courtyard, really pretty. We spent about an hour and a half or 2.5 hours here. Probably, depending on how much you want to dig, you could spend maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah, if you wanted to go really deep into the history of it.
Yeah, so let us know in the subscription below or in the comments. Let us know what we missed, what what you thought was cool about it if you've been here. But really, I think you can do it in as little as an hour and a half. That's what a lot of the tour groups do. I liked our pace because I felt like we got to see more stuff and have a good time. But hope you enjoyed the view and the visit. It's 92 degrees outside and pretty humid.
Very humid.
So we suggest early in the morning. That's what we did. We got here about 8:15, 8:20, and there was already starting to go through. The line was short. I'm supposed to be with the busiest day of the week, but we had to come today so we could see the Emerald Buddha. So remember,
You got this.